Welcome back to Billy Go Tales and our Motivational Mindset Series. I'm Rich Smothers, aka Crypto Billy, and today we're diving into a story that explores the quiet strength found in discretion. So let's just jump right into it. Picture this. In a bustling, mid-sized town nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, there lived a man named Elias. Now, Elias was the kind of person who blended into a crowd. Not flashy, not outspoken, but someone whose presence you felt long after he left the room. He ran a small workshop on the edge of town, crafting custom furniture from reclaimed wood. It wasn't a glamorous business, but it was his, built from the ground up through years of steady effort. Elias had a way about himself. He believed deeply in certain principles that guided his every move, though he rarely spoke of them out loud. Some of these views were unconventional, the sort that could, let's say, spark heated debates or even push people away if aired too freely. But Elias understood something very profound. Not every conviction needs a spotlight to shine. It started years ago when Elias was younger, working odd jobs to make ends meet. He joined a local community group, a mix of neighbors, entrepreneurs, and folks from all walks of life who gathered weekly to share ideas and support one another. This wasn't just casual networking. It was a genuine circle where people lifted each other up. Elias thrived there, but he noticed early on how differing opinions could fracture the group. One member, loud and passionate, often shared controversial takes on life, on politics, and values, which led to arguments. And a few people started drifting away from the group. Elias watched this unfold and made a quiet decision. He had let his actions speak louder than his words. He held beliefs that ran counter to the mainstream in his town. Ideas about what true success looked like, the importance of inner resilience over outward show, and a deep-seated trust in something greater than himself. But he kept those close, revealing them only through how he lived. Take, for instance, the time the town faced a harsh economic downturn. Businesses were closing left and right, and Elias's workshop teetered on the brink. Many in his community group panicked, some even turning on each other in frustration. Elias could have voiced his own views on weathering the storm, how persistence wasn't just about grinding through, but about maintaining a steady inner compass. Instead, he showed up. Day after day, he opened his doors early, offering free repairs to those who couldn't afford them. He took action without fanfare, mentoring a young apprentice who had lost his job elsewhere, teaching him not just woodworking, but the value of consistent habits that build character over time. One day, a longtime customer named Maria came in, her face etched with worry. She needed a dining table fixed, but confessed she was short on cash. Her family was struggling after her husband lost his job. Elias listened quietly, then nodded. "Let's get it done," he said simply. He didn't lecture her on faith or resilience. He just rolled up his sleeves and worked alongside of her, sharing stories of his own early struggles in a way that hinted at the deeper wells that he could draw from in his life. By the end of the day, the table was all mended up, and Maria left with more than just furniture. She carried a spark of hope. Elias's honor shone through in that very moment. He treated her with quiet respect, valuing her dignity above any transaction. As word spread about Elias's generosity, something shifted in the community. People started coming together more, inspired by his example. A rival woodworker once saw Elias as competition, approached him one evening. "How do you keep going like this?" the man asked, his voice laced with envy and curiosity. Elias paused, sanding a piece of oak with deliberate strokes. He could have shared his full philosophy, the rarity of true connections in a divided world, or how emotional intelligence meant reading the room and choosing love over confrontation. But he sensed the man wasn't ready for that type of depth. So instead, Elias smiled and said, "It's about showing up for each other, one step at a time." That simple response planted a seed. Soon, the rival joined forces with Elias on a community project, restoring an old town hall. Their partnership drew in others, turning what could have been a divide into a bridge. Elias's approach wasn't without challenges, though. There were nights when doubt crept in, when he wondered if keeping his beliefs private meant diluting them somehow. A close friend once pressed him, "Why don't you speak up more? Your ideas could change things." Elias thought about it, recalling times when outspokenness had led to unnecessary rifts in his past. He believed in a kind of wisdom that valued unity over being right. So he persisted in his way, focusing on habits that nurtured his spirit, quiet mornings of reflections, acts of kindness that rippled outward. Over time, this built a rare kind of wealth, not piles and piles of money, but a network of loyal friends and a peace that money could never buy. Years passed, and Elias's workshop grew modestly, but its real impact was in the lives that it touched. When a divisive issue swept through the town, something that pitted neighbor against neighbor, Elias stayed steady. He didn't join the debates or post furious opinions on social platforms. Instead, he just hosted informal gatherings at his shop where people could work on projects side by side, finding common ground in creation rather than conflict. His unspoken faith in redemption and grace wove through these moments, healing divides without a single sermon. In the end, Elias's life became a testament to the power of discretion. By keeping certain beliefs private, he avoided the pitfalls of division and instead let his actions illuminate the path for others. His community, it flourished, bound by persistence, action, and shared sense of honor and love. True wealth, he showed, lay in the habits of the heart and the intelligence to navigate emotion wisely. And in that rarity, a life lived with quiet conviction, Elias found a fulfillment that echoed far beyond his workshop walls. As we wrap this up, this story from Motivational Mindset Series, think about your own life. Where might a touch of discretion amplify your impact? In a world filled with gotcha statements, first movers, social media, where you have to have an opinion to stick out, where may discretion actually make you stick out further? If this resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more tales that inspire, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep building those bridges. This is Rich Smothers, aka Crypto Billy, signing out.